The very warmest of welcomes to you indeed to the BT Arena in Cluj-Napoca, northern Romania. This is the historical region of Transylvania, a beautiful part of the world, and a great competition is coming right up. It's the last World Challenge Cup before Paris 2024. This is the final opportunity for the gymnasts of the world to refine their routines and to be absolutely ready for the Olympiad. As a result, it is no surprise to learn that the vast majority of the top contenders are here. Some have chosen to prepare in other ways and just take their foot off the accelerator before peaking at exactly the right time. Others choosing to use this as the final opportunity to get the execution spot on, to refine those newer difficulty elements and to be utterly in top condition for the games of the Olympiad. The hoop final is our first order of business. Then we'll bring you the ball competition, followed by the group 5 hoops, then the individual clubs and ribbon competitions, and we will conclude with the group mixed apparatus event. The familiar voice, and if you can see him just on the left of your screen briefly, the face of Niels Daniel, the traditional master of ceremonies. And my name's Ollie Hogben, and I will be guiding you through the next several hours of competition. Great to have your company. I hope you're looking forward to this one. Officials in good spirits. For some of them, this will be a final opportunity to refine their work ahead of the Olympic Games. Lots of young fans getting ready to enjoy all of the action in this city that hosted the Junior World Championships last year. Welcome to them and welcome to you wherever you call home and whoever you're supporting today as we get ready for this really exciting last event before Paris 2024. If it seems quite close to the Olympic Games for comfort, it is worth bearing in mind that the rhythmic gymnasts are among the last athletes at the Olympiad to actually take to the field of play. The rhythmic gymnastics competition is right at the conclusion of the Games, and so they have a slightly different preparation process from, say, the artistic gymnasts, who will be starting their medal quest the day after the opening ceremony. Totally different for the rhythmic gymnasts. And what a gymnast to start with. An athlete who set a record for a Brazilian in World Cup competition in the all-around competition here with a score of 133.1. She secured 6th place in the all-around. That is also a Brazilian record. So this hugely experienced performer is in great form. Wonderful gymnast. What a nice way to start. Welcome to Cluj-Napoca in Romania. The hoop final to begin with Barbara Domingos of Brazil, the 7th best performer in qualification with a score of 34.2. Goodness me, this is a gymnast who looks ready for the Olympics. Barbara Domingos of Brazil. '24 from Curitiba in the southeast of the country, in Paraná state. It's the 8th largest state in Brazil. She is the Pan American champion with the hoop. Lots of very secure looking gymnastics here. Nice height on the leaps. Good secure catch, no trajectory adjustment as she caught coming out of that last leap. Lightness of movement in the turns. Really well-controlled trap at the end. It's a nice feature. You can see her doing the claw hands at the end. She also did that in some of the leaps as well. Works nicely with music that, of course, is from The Lion King. Very stylish gymnast. Very musically sensitive athlete, too. But she's not just that, she's technically very sharp. 33.7 is the score, so it's down by half a mark from qualification.
It is time for finalist number 2, an individual neutral athlete, Cluj-Napoca.
Second performance in this hoop final comes from a 22-year-old competing as a neutral athlete, Alina Garnasco, all-around bronze medalist at Tokyo 2020. She has a total of 37 World Cup medals. She was the third best in qualification with 35.7, so she's got a chance of getting on the podium.
Je te cherche, je ne te vois pas, t'es où? J'ai tellement besoin de toi, t'es où? Je ne tiendrai pas sans toi, t'es où? Juste un signe de toi, un seul, t'es où? Dois-je attendre combien de temps? Je m'accroche et je m'accroche, ce ne sera pas simple tout le temps, ouais. T'es où? Toi mon pilier, mon soldat, t'es où? Je te serre dans mes bras, t'es où? Je croyais t'avoir trouvé, mais je me suis tant trompé. Je suis lasse, désespérée. T'es où? On aura mal, c'est sûr. T'es où? Il y en aura des ruptures. T'es où? On ne cessera de s'aimer. Et je sais que toi et moi, ce sera pour l'éternité. T'es où? Je meurs lentement sans toi. T'es où? Je ne m'en remettrai pas. T'es où? Je ne peux plus vivre sans toi. Je veux vivre dans tes bras. Que nos corps ne se lâchent pas. T'es où? Toi mon ocre, ma moitié. T'es où? Mon soleil, mon apogée. T'es où? Ne me laisse pas seul encore. T'es où? J'ai besoin de toi si fort.
It's really unfortunate that she had that loss of the apparatus from the rebound early on, because it's a very elegant routine from Alina Garnasco. She's got some delightful rebounds in there. Lots of lovely flourishes. At times, imprecision of trajectory was an issue, not just with the catch at the start, but perhaps towards the end as well. Let's have a look back at this.
Silver medalist all around at World Championships in Japan.
As you would expect from her, there's strong balletic toe point throughout, good back bend flexibility. Penché turns nicely performed. Again, a lovely flourish coming out of that trap. Again, look at that toe point as she performs the horizontal leg fouette turns, and very good releve position too. Really up on her feet, on her toes. 31.9 for Garnasco is a drop of 3.8 from qualification. Problem there is the loss of difficulty as well, not just the execution. Now to a gymnast who's come back from injury has been quite extraordinary. She was the bronze medalist in the all-around competition. Daria Atamanov, 5th best in hoop qualification with a score of 34.45. The Israeli gymnast who was a bronze medalist with the team at the European Championships recently.
Ça y est, enfin il se passe. J'ai touché la corde sensible, on dirait. La taille de son instrument. Oui, comme ça te va bien, continue à nous jouer cette air de mort. Comment finir autrement lorsque l'on vient se battre avec un instrument qui a la forme d'un cercueil d'or? Ça veut dire qu'il va pas bien. Il a compris que la situation était grave, je crois. Évidemment. Dès que tu sais plus quoi faire, t'es obligé de pomper mon pote Chopin. Vas-y, bonne chance. Quoi? Qu'est-ce que ce petit pianiste de la saveur. Ouais, on va arrêter le petit duel. On s'est tapé comme des gladiateurs. Allez-y, oui, je sais que les enchères montent. Riez de la fougue juste avant qu'elle tombe. Aujourd'hui, on se tape face à la caméra, mais demain, quand on reviendra ensemble, on ira manger le monde.
Oh, it's wonderful, the conclusion to that, isn't it? The spin on the back into the really well-judged catch. Daria Atamanov of Israel, the young gymnast from Tel Aviv, from very much the same part of the country as Linoy Ashram. All-around bronze medalist at the last World Championships. And all of that after that awful break of the leg that she endured at the previous World Championships. Forward rolls, nicely executed, lovely trajectory. Lightness on the feet, super toe point, expressive choreography. Good arm position as she executes the pirouette. So important to have that sense of body stability. You can see there maybe just a little sideways move to secure that catch. But isn't that great at the end, the pass across the body of the apparatus. .44.45 in qualification. Difficulty of 17.9. Yeah, I thought that was going to be quite a bit higher. 36.45 for Daria Atamanov. What a wonderful display. That is going to be quite a challenge to beat. Nikolova scored 37.3. but I don't think it would be a great surprise to see Atamanov secure at least the bronze medal with that performance, maybe even higher. So the gymnast who was fourth in the all-around competition here, Boriana Kalin of Bulgaria, top 5 performer at the last Olympics. She's one of the most beautiful, ambitious gymnasts out there to watch, Boriana Kalin. Occasionally, she performs somewhat with Icarus wings. You get the sense of somebody going a little close to the sun. And the start of that routine didn't have full control. Some balance issues coming in and out of skills, trajectory issues, but then she got it back for a very secure second half. Look at the leg strength in these fouette pirouettes. Absolutely extraordinary. She goes bang up into releve, but she did have a stability problem coming out of it. She also had a loss of the apparatus with retrieval steps earlier on.
In Tokyo at the Olympics, she became 5th.
They're the classical bent leg fouettes, the move that for many is more archetypally taken from ballet than with the straight leg. The music by Stray Kids, the song S-Class, a K-pop band. Good-looking turns mostly, and a difficult side scale pirouette position after that. It did conclude with more control than it started.
She's one of those powerhouses full preparation for her second Olympics.
Now we just have confirmation there that Daria Atamanov has challenged her difficulty score, which already was up by close to a couple of marks from qualification. She turns 24 shortly after the conclusion of the Games, Boriana Kalin, right around the start of the Paralympics. She's getting very close now, Kalin, to 50 World Cup medals. 19 of them are gold. She is the gymnast who has had to endure a most cruel number of fourth-place finishes of late. She is enduringly and quite rightly one of the most popular gymnasts in the world. She would rather go and get ready for the next final. She was rather ominously required to take her seat again. This is because the inquiry is going on. So that has to be concluded before Boriana Calain's score can be calculated. And just in case there are some of you watching this who are jumping back into rhythmic gymnastics ahead of the Olympic Games, having perhaps not watched it much over the past little while, because it is one of the most popular Olympic sports to watch. The scoring is calculated by difficulty, execution and artistry all added together. The scores are reset after qualification. Difficulty is always the largest number. It, generally speaking, for the top gymnasts, amounts to about the same as execution and artistry combined, although that's a rather crude approximation. So, for example, Calain in qualification scored 18.9 for difficulty, 8.3 for execution, 8.5 for artistry. And that is because the execution and artistry are calculated by deduction, so 10 working down. We have no change. Well, hang on a second, I'm not sure that was right there. Yes, I put Calain's score up for Atamanov just for a moment. But no change to Atamanov's score. Calain scoring 32.7. So as I was saying, execution and artistry 10 working down through deduction, and difficulty starts from 0 and works up through a positive accumulation. Now to the gymnast who was the top performer in qualification. She also won the all-around gold medal, and she romped to the European all-around title recently with one of the greatest combined performances across 4 routines that anyone has seen. Styliana Nikolova. The first opportunity to see Styliana Nikolova in today's finals as she solidifies her quest to be the Olympic champion, and she is, for many people, one of the absolute favourites, with just cause, because at the European Championships in Budapest she was absolutely extraordinary. There's lots of difficulty here. She gets rotations in that others don't. She's fast in her turns. Look at the line in those penchés, incredibly precise. It's a 180-degree angle, the same in the side scale pirouettes. In some of her pirouettes, there was a little hopping around from the base position, but she did get the rotations completed by and large. This is an example. Just look at the standing foot. She is slightly doing a hop, skip and a jump. She does well to keep the body position quite tidy. It will be interesting to look at the execution score compared to qualification. Just to remind you that Atamanov leads on 36.45. Difficulty for Nikolova in qualification, an enormous 20.4. .35.2, so she's lost about 2 marks of difficulty. Everything else has remained roughly the same. Therefore, there is no change to the standings. Atamanov is the leader. Gymnast who really has performed so strongly lately, Elzhana Tanieva of Kazakhstan, the 6th best in qualification. She is the reigning Asian all-around and hoop champion. Lovely gymnast to watch, isn't she? Elzhana Tanieva of Kazakhstan. She'll turn 19 the month after the Olympics conclude. She was a finalist with the ball at the last World Championships as well. Building on that continental success that she's had over several years, but she really did put it all together at the Asian Championships to win the all-around title. Nice controlled roll of the apparatus across the upper body. Always lovely expressive dance work. She's got more power over the years in her pirouettes. Back bend is good in that leap, adds a little extra difficulty from keeping the trunk in an upright position.
She was one of the all-around finalists.
She's both powerful and graceful.
World Championships, where she became eighth. Elzhana Tanieva, 18 years old, from Kazakhstan. And there's her score, 33.4.
She did actually start as a figure skater and also did artistic swimming for a while, Elzhana Tanieva. Feels a little harsh to give her a score of 0. I suspect that we're just missing the correct number there, so apologies for that. I'll try and get that confirmed in just a moment. Now to Daria Varfolomeev. 2nd best in qualification. Could she possibly win this? 35.85 for the reigning all-around and hoop world champion. Rock on and roll on, Paris 2024 for Daria Varfolomeev. Closing in on her 18th birthday. Incredible performance at the World Championships in Valencia, taking 5 gold medals. The absolute individual clean sweep, it was stunning. It's got her characteristic security of the body difficulty elements. The legs straight when they need to be. The line strong. The toe point precise. Good example there. Straight leg position in the fouette turns. Doesn't deviate a great deal from the ideal 90-degree angle from the standing leg.
This is the parade of superstars here today, ladies and gentlemen.
We're just waiting to confirm that score for Elzhana Tanieva as well. I'll bring you that as soon as we have it. Meanwhile, we wait for the number for Daria Varfolomeev. The leading score, Daria Atamanov, and it remains that way. 34.65 from Varfolomeev. So she is down by 0.8 from qualification. Not a great drop, and it's in difficulty. So as things stand then, we've got Atamanov leading. Then, as far as we know, Nikolova and Varfolomeev, but we have to wait on that score for Tanieva. Last performance comes from Margarita Kolosov of Germany, twice a World Championship team silver medalist.
Loro non sanno di che parlo, così che sporchi fra di fango, giallo di siga fra le dita, io con la siga camminando. Scusami ma ci credo tanto, che posso fare questo salto, anche se la strada è in salita, per questo ramo sto allenando e buonasera, signore e signori, fuori gli attori, vi conviene toccarvi, vi conviene stare zitti e buoni, qui la gente è strana. Troppe notti stavo chiuso fuori, mo li prendo a calci sti portoni, sguardo in alto tipo scalatori, quindi scusa mamma se sono sempre fuori, ma sono fuori di testa, ma diverso da loro, se tu sei fuori di testa, ma diverso da loro, siamo fuori di testa, ma diversi da loro, siamo fuori di testa, ma diversi da loro. La gente purtroppo parla, non sa di che cosa parla, tu portami lo che sto a galla, e qui mi manca l'aria, parla, la gente purtroppo parla, non sa di che parla, tu portami lo che sto a galla, e qui mi manca l'aria, noi siamo diversi da loro.
When life gets you down, watch Margarita Kolosov. It will always make things better. She's just exuberant, she's fun, she's different. She's also really good. The power in this young athlete. Physically, she's in excellent condition. You see it in her pirouetting work, especially. She's got that lovely blend of the classically balletic and the absolutely off-the-wall idiosyncratic. But here, look at the power, the strength in the split position, and she keeps that standing position absolutely on X marks the spot. Then her trademark butterflies, powerful. It was an enjoyable performance. Now, she doesn't always have difficulty as high as the real leading contenders, but That was excitingly performed from the gymnast from Potsdam. This is her 4th consecutive Cluj-Napoca World Cup, by the way. She knows her way around the city. Yeah, no surprise, no surprise. 34.95, Kolosov is on the podium. And we'll confirm all of the results soon. We're just waiting on that Elzhana Tanieva score still. But it appears that Margarita Kolosov, with that wonderful display at the end, has secured herself a bronze medal. So the provisional podium is Atamanov gold, Nikolova silver, and Kolosov bronze. And for those of you who are fans of Fanny Pignitsky, she's coming right up to get the ball final started. The classified results in the hoop competition: the bronze medal to Margarita Kolosov, the silver medal going to Stiliana Nikolova, and the winner of the gold medal, Israel's Daria Atamanov. And we just confirmed that score of 33.4 for Elzhana Tanieva, who finishes in 6th position.
Stay tuned to the next final, the next individual final, and that will be the ball final.
Welcome to those of you who are just joining the action from Cluj-Napoca at the last World Challenge Cup of rhythmic gymnastics before the Olympic Games. You're looking at the warm-up area, and the crowd getting ready to enjoy the ball final. Let's have a look back at some of the moments of this hoop competition. Ball final at the Cluj-Napoca World Challenge Cup. And let's start with the reigning World Universities champion with the ball, Hungary's Fanny Pignitsky. She scored 33.05 in the preliminary round. It is nearly Paris 2024. It is summertime.
Don't you come back no more. Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more. Come back no more. What you say?
come back no more, no more, no more, no more with the road, Jack. Don't come back no more. No more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack. Don't come back no more, no more, no more, no more.
Fanny Pignitsky of Hungary, who's been in brilliant form as we head into what is likely to be a scorching Parisian summer. Well, she performs to hit the road, Jack, and the road for Fanny Pignitsky over the last several years has been one of continuous improvement. We just reflect upon the fact that she was pretty much the last to qualify for the Olympiad in Tokyo, and she was a much earlier qualifier this time. Didn't have that horrible pressure on her going into the European Championships. And at what was her 8th European Championships at home in Budapest, she won a silver medal with the hoop, the best ever Hungarian result. 24 now, one of the most experienced out there.
Her second Olympics she lost in Tokyo was won in 2021.
One of the developments in Fanny Pignitsky's gymnastics over the last several years has been the security of her pirouettes, the strength that she demonstrates. It's come from extensive physical training to make her balletic work more secure. And it's paid off. All of that time in the training gym. 33.2 is an improvement from qualification, a small improvement. Second performance from Bárbara Domingos of Brazil. She was 6th best in ball qualification with a score of 33.4. Oh, that's a wonderful finish. What a great unsighted trap. Bárbara Domingos of Brazil, some gymnast in some form. She is the reigning Pan American Games champion as well as the Pan American champion in all-around competition. She also won the ball title in Santiago at those Pan American Games at the end of last year. It's that sense of musicality with Domingos that feels innate. She dances beautifully, she's facially expressive. But I go back to my earlier point as we see that well-controlled trap onto the side of the body, that she is more than simply a very exciting artistic gymnast. She's a technical gymnast as well, and the replay is proving it. Tourchinet déboulé, very soundly performed. Did seem to have maybe a slight issue with rhythm in some of her leaps early on, but it wasn't huge. You're looking at one of the most popular gymnasts out there. I was about to say she has a cult following, but I think it's significantly more than a cult, actually. I think it's a mass following now. She says that she talks to her apparatus before every routine and tells it to behave itself. .33.2 for Domingos. It is a drop of 0.2 from qualification. The execution is down. 7.65 compared to 8.15. Boriana Calais was the third best in qualification, 34.35. This really is a lovely choice of orchestration for her. It works brilliantly. It is if it's the right music anyway. Not ideal preparation.
Let's do that again. From Bulgaria, Boriana Calais.
Boriana Calais, third best in qualification, 34.35.
I'm trying to hold my breath. Let it stay this way. Can't let this. You said I could try. Getting louder now. Can you hear it echoing?
It's worth reflecting as we see these performances from Boriana Calais on the overall meaning of them. They are, in her words, the story of her life. Her hoop routine when she was an enthusiastic young child. Her ball routine as she became successful, as she became a show stealer and a showstopper. To the club's routine that represents the difficult time she's been through at the top of the sport, including with a ribbon routine that is who she is now and where she is now. It's a wonderful programme assembled by one of the great artists in the sport. It's just a matter of controlling some of those execution issues that she can have during big moments. There's no denying the Magnificent skill. I mean, look at the beautiful precision of the fouette turns. You could, honestly, the way she performs her fouettes, just put those into a living, breathing textbook of ballet. Boriana Calain's first coach, would you believe, found her on the street trying to find the gym with her mum. She was wandering around, they weren't sure where it was, and this person helped her out, turned out to become her first coach. Some would call it destiny. 35.8 for Boriana Calain. She's a mark and a half up from qualification. That will feel good after the last final. To Daria Varfolomeev, second best performer in qualification with 35.75, the reigning champion of the world.
There's something I have to say to you. If you promise, you'll understand. I cannot contain myself when in your presence. I'm so humble. Touch me. Don't hide our love. Woman to man.
There's no question that she, too, is one of the major contenders in what is likely to be the most dramatic and open all-around Olympic Games rhythmic gymnastics competition. It could be the most open ever, the most unpredictable ever. And the standard is going to be enormously high. It really is going to be absolutely compulsive viewing. Now, how will this compare to the 35.75 that Varfolomeev produced in the preliminary round? Extra difficulty, as you would imagine, for the unsighted catch of the apparatus. And she's good at that, lots of those in her routines.
2 years ago, she was the first ever German rhythmic gymnast to win
Illusion turns into the catch.
Bronze medal with group in Sofia. And last year in Valencia, 5 medals.
Again, she goes high up onto releve, largely a very horizontal position in the raised leg. Happy on the sidelines. Calain leads 35.8. That's 500ths ahead of what we saw from this gymnast in qualification.
Даже нужно было чуть-чуть дальше. Да, нет, я считаю, что не, если дальше я просто не так хорошо бы стояла.
There we go, 36.4. The lead changes hands. Increased difficulty from 18.8 to 19.4 for Varfolomeev. with her characteristic low-key beginning. Alba Bautista. Don't you just love the way she gets herself fired up to perform? Happy birthday yesterday, Alba Bautista. Feliz cumpleaños. She turned 22, and she was the 5th best in qualification with 33.4. Lovely performance, this.
Tú alumbras mi vida y allanas el terreno. Quisiera cambiarnos los roles y no puedo. La vida es hermosa, no entiendo el veneno. No quiero. Si acaso quieres romper la familia, si acaso quieres que lloremos sangre, con la cabeza haciéndome pimpa, solo pido que tú lo resistas. Una opinión médica distinta, si tiene algo malo, malo, porque no lo quita. La vida no se terminaba al morir. Quisiera cambiarnos los roles y no puedo. Te quiero.
Isn't that lovely? Isn't that lovely? It's pared down, it's... I almost want to use the word basic. I don't mean that in a derogatory fashion. It's not basic from a difficulty standpoint, but it's as though there is a single white spotlight focused on her, following her around for the entire routine and nothing else. It's very pared down and stripped away. She's something of a musical chameleon, Alba Bautista. She can apply herself to any orchestration. That was a delight to watch. Very sensitive performance. She's another gymnast whose development has been fantastic lately. She was 8th in the all-around competition at the World Championships, for example. Gets nice back bend in her leaps. I feel there might have been a moment where she had some trajectory issues earlier on and didn't manage to get all of the difficulty that she was intending, but that might be speaking out of turn. Will be interesting to see the difficulty score compared to qualification. Lovely to watch. And you're always in for a quiet time when the Spanish fans are here. Among the noisiest in the world. Oh, yes! 34.8 for Bautista. She's into 3rd position. She's up 1.4 from qualification. Vamos, Polina, is the cry. And here is the 26-year-old Polina Berezina, the Spanish, that's not a word, the Spanish gymnast, I got stuck there between Spaniard and Spanish, who has qualified for the Olympic Games. 7th best in qualification, 33.25.
Now it's my turn. Hope. What's my definition of success? Creating something no one else can.
regret. I done said things I can't take back. Was a lost soul at a crossroad who had no hope, but I changed that.
An athlete who has gone from an inconsistent performer to one of the most dependable in the world. It's been a real journey for this veteran over the last several years, and it's led to her securing a place at the Olympiad, where she and Alba Bautista won 2 spots for Spain in front of a home crowd at the World Championships in Valencia. She has never given up hope. She is a lovely, vivacious, warm human being, Polina Berezina. Great artist. Real student of cinema. This had sharpness, especially at the beginning.
Polina and Alba Bautista, they will represent Spain in Paris.
She's a gymnast of pronounced physical strength and control. Had a little backward shuffle, couldn't see it there because of how close the camera was zoomed in, but there were some backward steps which we'll see a few tenths taken off. She controlled it as well as she could. 32.4. The execution is down by about a third of a mark from qualification. Penultimate performance in the ball final. Daria Atamanov of Israel, the 4th best in qualification with 33.95. She was brilliant with the hoop. I've said it before, I think it's worth repeating, that when you perform to music that has an almost improvisatory feel with the piano, working around the classical song Summertime, it can be frantic. And she does brilliantly to make it not a frantic routine with the technical skill of her performance, because it is actually deceptively fast, really fast. And she works at considerable pace. Very nicely performed, this from Daria Atamanov. There was one moment where she was perhaps slightly out with the trajectory, and she accelerated like a plane going down a runway, just amazingly managed to reach the ball and make light of what could have been a difficult error. Again, fabulous toe point, good horizontal line on the raised leg. All of the basics, and they're important basics. 34.15, it's a small improvement from qualification, up by 0.2 of a mark. So we have one performance to come. And what a performance it could well be. Leading the way at the moment is Daria Varfolomeev on 36.4. We are now going to see Stiliana Nikolova. She scored lower than Varfolomeev in qualification, but we all know, those of us who've been watching throughout the season, that this is one of her biggest scoring routines when it goes well, and she absolutely has the numbers to win the final here. The European all-around champion, Stiliana Nikolova, who created international news headlines when she scored 36.95 to set a record to win the Sofia World Cup earlier in the year.
Oh, imagine a land, it's a faraway place where the caravan camels roam. Come on down, stop on by, hop a carpet and fly to another Arabian night. Arabian nights, like Arabian nights. Racing to excite, take off and take flight to shock and
Fascinating conclusion to the ball final, courtesy of 18-year-old Stiliana Nikolova. A gymnast born in Cairo, where most of her family still resides. She used to travel every year from Cairo to compete at the Bulgarian National Championships. It all is to do, I'm sure, as many of you know, with her father, a former footballer, being in a coaching role in Egypt. This is such a demonstration of difficulty accumulation. It's rapid work. She turns more than many turn. She rotates the body so rapidly. Nice rebound catch, made light of the trajectory. And there, the gravity-defying side scale pirouette.
Așa că am vrut să subliniez, spunând acest rezultat pe care l-a obținut, imensa muncă depusă timp de 5 ani ca să ajungă în fruntea clasamentelor internaționale.
Difficulty will be interesting to look at here because she scored 18.7 in qualification. 36.15, difficulty is up by half a mark from qualifying. Second place for Nikolova. So Varfolomeev picks up the win. give you the classified results in just a moment.
The bronze for Cluj.
Așteptăm pe ecran clasamentul acestei finale, însă tragem cu...
This draws to a close the first half of the individual competition. We're going to move into group rhythmic gymnastics next. And I'll just remind you, if you are perhaps catching up with rhythmic gymnastics ahead of the Olympics and dropping back into the sport, that there is no apparatus contest at the Games. Bronze to Boriana Calais, silver to Stiliana Nikolova, gold to Daria Bartholomeev in the ball competition at the Cluj-Napoca World Challenge Cup in Romania. But yes, just to go back to that point I was making, only an all-around competition for individuals and for groups takes place at the Olympic Games, so just 2 medal events. So enjoyable as these apparatus finals are, and they're thoroughly enjoyable today, it is important to bear in mind that we don't have these separate 6 competitions at the Olympic Games. We just have the combined all-around event. We're going to move in a moment to the 5 hoops competition. That's why the judging panel is changing over. So, group rhythmic gymnastics to come.
Printre competițiile de mare anvergură organizate de Federația Română de Gimnastică Ritmică începând cu anul 2003, se numără 2 ediții de grupă mondială desfășurate la București în 2013 și 2015 și chiar o ediție de Grand Prix în anul 2016. Aș vrea să menționez că la Cupa Mondială organizată în 2013 la București a avut loc o premieră în gimnastica ritmică internațională. Alexandra Pisupescu, atunci și sportiva noastră pe atunci, Alexandra Pisupescu, a reușit să urce pe podium și să aducă un număr de 3 medalii pentru România, una de argint și 2 de bronz. Aș vrea să mai subliniez cu riscul chiar de a fi plictisitoare, dar trebuie să știți parcursul important făcut de Federația Română de Gimnastică